And the world's most squeakiest chair award goes to the one I'm sitting on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 24 of the Minutes of Mindfulness Series. As always, I am your host, JC Conway, and as always, we hope you know this by now, we are incredibly grateful to have you here today for our 24th time doing this. That means we've been doing this together, guys, for almost 6 months, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for the opportunity to share some of the awesome things I've learned along the way in my life in my long 30 years. So with that, today I want to talk about one thing that has really changed my life over the last few years in particular, and that is mindset, visualization. Most of us have heard the cliche, mind over matter, or mind has the ability to influence matter. The problem is that not a lot of us actually do anything with that information. We spend most of our days in a constant haze of negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative judgments, maybe about other people, maybe about ourselves, maybe about our life's current circumstances. But we never consider the impact that negative energy has on us, not only mentally, but physically. And that's what I want to talk about with you guys today, because ultimately, what we repeatedly think is what we become. In other words, what you think about life is how you experience life in many ways. So consider the implications here. If you were to live your life as a victim, someone who thinks that something or everything always happens to them, someone who believes that they have shitty luck, someone who knows without a shadow of a doubt that their life is not destined for success. If you live life like that, if you have thoughts like that over and over and over again, what you're ultimately doing is propagating or substantiating this story that you've created for yourself. Because ultimately, the stories that we believe are the stories that we then live out. So if you live your whole life as a victim, in other words, you live your life thinking that there's nothing you can do, and you don't ever take accountability for your life, then life is never going to work for you. It's going to always feel like it's working against you. The implications of mind over matter are incredible here. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe that how you think is how you live, consider this. Medical research now shows that over two-thirds, 66% of all medical healings are due to the placebo effect. In other words, 2/3 of the people that walk into a hospital get better simply because they believe they're getting better. That is incredible. Imagine what our medical industry would look like if people just had positive thoughts, if people walked around with positive energy as opposed to negative energy, full of resentment and judgment. Imagine how much room, how much space, how much time our doctors would have to work on people who actually need medical attention if people were to simply adopt a more positive mindset. Now, the power of mind over matter doesn't just stop at the placebo effect. Humans with the power of intention alone have been shown to positively or negatively affect their own DNA makeup based on intentional thought. In this particular study that I'm referencing, scientists separated two groups of people. One group of persons were asked to visualize their DNA being destroyed and annihilated. The other group was asked to visualize their DNA being cared for, reconstructed, brought back to health. Both groups of individuals were taken baseline DNA readings before the visualization and then after the visualization. And guess what happened? Those that imagined their DNA as being destroyed had a 20% impact on the actual structural integrity of their DNA strands. 20% just by thoughts alone. Conversely, those that had positive thoughts about their DNA, in other words, those who thought about rebuilding and creating healthier DNA strands, had a positive impact of roughly 20% as it relates to their DNA's structural integrity. That is incredible. With just a few minutes of visualization, of intentionality, human beings have the ability to change the fundamental building blocks of what make us up. That is our DNA. Now, if you don't believe that our minds have an impact over matter by now, I don't know if there's much more I can say, but I would challenge you to try to change the way you think this week. Because if you can change the way you think, you change your actions and how you show up in this world. And if you can change your actions, you can change your life. Thank you guys, as always, for checking out our Minutes of Mindfulness series. 24 episodes. Can't believe we're already this far along in this journey. Thank you guys for all the feedback you've given us so far. And please do me a favor. Go over to Lee's website at www.purposefulllivingcenter.com. Check out what she's got going on this week. I have seen her all over social media. I know she's working hard. Her and her team, her group of volunteers are doing a lot of great things as far as classes go, as far as workshops go. So be sure to check out Lee and see what she's doing. And then lastly, check me out at www.meditatingmillennials.com. I've got 2 or 3 blogs going up every week with a lot of awesome content. So if you like what you see here, make sure to check me out there as well. And until next week, guys, stay mindful, stay blessed, and we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.